It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Here to review The Santa Claus 2. Welcome to my Christmas movie marathon. Here to review The Santa Claus 2. This is a great movie. It starts off with... Hold on. So it starts off... I think it's a few years after Santa Claus, so... You get Santa, and you get that they're all working at the toy factory. He's drinking hot chocolate and everything, and he's playing football, and all the elves are beating him or taking him down. He's got the ball, you know. Then later, you see his son, Charlie, and he's vandalizing the school property with like a Christmas tree and a cross over it. And then Santa has to get married. Santa Claus has to get married, or else he will stop being Santa Claus. And he told everyone, like, he told Mother Nature, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Sandman, I think he told some other people, like, Cupid was there. Like, these are all for holidays. And one time, I think on the making of Santa Claus, they asked, how does it feel working with the rest of them? And the Easter Bunny said, it sucks, or something. And then he said, Santa Claus I liked, but now I think he's just weak. And they're like, weak? It was funny. Yeah, and then... So Tim Allen stars as Santa Claus. He goes back to play... He goes back to try to find a wife, girlfriend. First attempt doesn't work. He sees that his son vandalized school property again. His beard's gone. He's thinner. And then he fell in love with Principal Newman, the principal of Charlie's school. And he spray painted a locker, and then she... He was getting chased by cops, Charlie was, and then he said, hello, Principal Newman, and then his dad, aka Santa, Scott, Calvin, that is, came to go talk to Principal Newman, and then later he went back, and she wanted to suspend him, but then they did community service, which I had to do once because I got into a fight with a few kids at my school once. A kid laughed at me and I pushed him, and then he was making fun of me, and then I poked him, and then he pushed me down. And then I told a girl that I had to go to community service, and it was my ex-girlfriend, and she said, I'll give you one more chance. At that time we were still dating for a little bit. I would always get into fights, and she said that's why she wants to break up with me, because I was getting into fights. And one time I went da 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 to the Star Wars song, and they looked at her like, really? Then she broke up with me at lunch after that. It's been years. That was back in middle school. I think that's when I was 13, almost 14. Sat with her that time at lunch, one last time. I left. I started sitting with my friends. Alright. Next up, so... that was off topic. But then later he goes to Principal Newman's house. Scott Calvin does, and he asks her to if she wants to go get some noodles or pie because he wants to find a wife. And Lucy, his niece, Scott's niece, thinks he's Santa, and she sees Comet, and she said, "Are you Santa Claus?" "No." And he said, What makes you ask that, or why would you ask that?" And she said, "How come you have a reindeer? Lots of men have reindeer. Name 5." And then she said something about, and he said something about people who live in other places have reindeers, not here. Yeah, somewhere. And it took place in America, I think, in that part. Yeah, and then there was that one movie, that one place. There was that one part, later, he has all these presents, and they said if all your magic runs out, you won't be able to return to the North Pole. And Comet, the reindeer's like, "Uh-oh!" He kind of said that. And then later, he ran out of magic, so he couldn't go back to the North Pole. Then Curtis came, the other elf, and he went, "Knock, knock, knock. Are you an elf?" That's what Lucy asked. "No, why would you ask such a silly question? Why do you have pointy ears?" "It's because I never ate my green vegetables." "Do you eat your green vegetables?" Okay, so here's what happened in the end. They go back, but there's a toy Santa. So Curtis made a toy Santa because so he could have someone be in charge. But he wanted to give the whole world coal, put the elves on strike, and arrested Bernard, the head elf, because he told everyone he was fake. Principal Newman didn't believe that he was Santa Claus, so the date ended that time. So he went to go see Comet, and Curtis and Santa couldn't, or Scott at that time couldn't ride Comet because he ate so much sugar. And he said, "You're not supposed to eat sugar. It's bad for you." And he's like mumbling because he can't understand what he says. And he says, "What do you mean he didn't eat it? Who ate it? A bebe? A squirrel?" "Yeah, but you see his belly." Okay, then they received the Tooth Fairy. The funny thing is, they said, "Now I'd like to," because he wanted to change his name, he said, "I'd like to go with Captain Floss, Nice, Black Man, and Roy." And Cupid went, "Oh, Roy! No kid's gonna put his tooth for a pillow. A tooth under his pillow for the man named Roy." He says, "This comes from a guy who has wings and shoots his arrows in people's butts." That was funny. And then later they asked the Molinator, and some people voted, but then Easter Bunny went like that after they asked all opposed, and they went Easter Bunny, and he went, yeah. And then they all mentioned everything. So they got the Tooth Fairy. He said it's a Tooth Fairy ambush. So the Tooth Fairy flew Curtis and Santa back, or Scott Calvin at that time, and then Charlie came over to Principal Newman and proved to her that his dad was Santa. So she saw the ball that Charlie shook in the first movie to get his dad back, and then everything happened like he wanted everything to be good again. So he goes back and he tries to stop the toy Santa. No can do yet. And then he had armies, like army wooden soldiers that were big, and then the elves fought them, and then he went, "Honey, I'm home," or something, "I'm home," and jumped. Scott Calvin did, and he went, "Loser!" That's what the toy Santa did. Then he got the sled to fall, and then they all took down the toy Santa and destroyed him with the duplicator, but did something to take him down, and then Scott Calvin became Santa again after he married what's her name? Principal Newman, Carol. So they got married and they became Santa and Mrs. Claus, and then that's what Mother Nature said, you can kiss the bride, and then, or you can kiss, and then he flew the sleigh and delivered the presents, took Charlie back to his house. Actually, Charlie snuck the Tooth Fairy to get back to the North Pole and took Principal Newman. Then at the end, he went back to the house and showed Lucy. She went, Uncle Scott, and he went, do you have any twos? And she went, go fish! I know! Go fish! I knew it was you, Santa. And later she said, Merry Christmas, Santa, or something. Do I still get presents? You go to sleep like everyone else, or something like that. And then it ended there. They got a new reindeer, like Chet. He had to fly him to stop the little Santa. He's like, ha! Like laughing everywhere. They had to take Comet some other thing, because of course he ate that chocolate. A squirrel didn't eat it. But yeah, that's how it held up. So he got his beard and his belly back. What I have to say about this is a good sequel. I like it. It's my second favorite. My sister said it was stupid, but I think it was a good sequel. So, Merry Christmas, one and all. Have a great Christmas, and stay tuned for my Christmas movie marathon. I'm going to try to hit 15 at the max or over. Like 15 to 25. Alright. Bye. Everyone, Merry Christmas. Have a great one. Bye. Peace.